everybody, and welcome to Tremco Live, where we're socially distant but technically connected. I am Marcy Tyler, the Director of Building Science for Tremco, and I am joined by my co-host.
And I'm Paul Hugenboom. I'm the president of Tremco Construction Products Group, Marcy, a tremendous collection of companies, brands, products, systems, and of course, people all over the world.
All over the world. And if you guys joined us last week, as we kicked off the month of July, you would have seen that we introduced you to a lot of those people all around the world.
Yeah.
So we're pretty excited, and it's a big responsibility to be able to represent all of you each and every Friday. So I'm certainly honored to be able to do that. And I know you are too. And I'm always happy to be able to do this with you, Paul.
I am too, Marcy. It's the highlight of my week.
Very good. Mine too. Mine too. So as I mentioned, we're going to be on the road in the month of July. And so we've been giving you little teasers throughout the week for you to try to guess this week. And as always, we got a few things we're going to share with you to kind of get us there. So let's pull that information up on screen here. So Paul, you had a good week so far? July's treating you well?
Every week's a good week.
That's good.
Especially when it's summer and everybody's able to work out there and we don't have big snowstorms.
Exactly. I know. I always think it's interesting. We don't get a lot of sunshine here, but when we do, everyone's in a really good mood.
Yeah.
So we certainly appreciate it. So as I mentioned, we're on the road with Tremco in the month of July. And we gave you guys some hints leading up to today. So where are we this week? So I don't know if you were able to guess it. The location of where we're at is it has 13,000 kilometers of coastline, whale watching with over 12 whale species, and it's home, which I've got to go here. My guest that I'll be introducing, I want to go and check this out. The world's highest tides are each day, twice a day, 160 billion tons of seawater flow in and out.
I think that's your most telling clue.
I know, right?
I don't know. I think, at least when I was in school, I think we had to learn what that location was.
Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest today, who's Chris Naugler, because he's coming to us live from Halifax. Chris, welcome to Tremco Live.
Thanks for having me, guys. How are things in Northeast Ohio?
Not bad. We're missing our Canadian friends. We hope to be able to get up there soon, very soon.
Yeah, any TA on the border, Marcy?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know of any news on the border opening up for us? I know some of our folks have gotten approval just based on their responsibilities.
Okay.
So.
Not sure about our borders, but within Canada, I think we're just opening up as of this week. So things are looking up and up.
That's good. That's good. So your summer, you'll be able to get out and about, because I know you certainly enjoy that coastline of yours in many different ways. So, well, Chris, tell us a little bit about your experience, in the industry and of course with Tremco.
Well, I started in the industry in '89 with a local Tremco distributor for about 12 years. I left for a while. I was a manager for a pipe, valves, and fittings outfit, and kind of missed the construction side of things, and was approached by a long-term employee with, did up my area, Tony Spurl, well known within Tremco. He was retiring, and took the opportunity for the interview, and here I am today, 10 years later.
That's great. Well, we're happy to have you as part of Tremco. I know you just finished a really successful year, even though we faced a lot of challenges. So congratulations to you. And I know those were quite the shoes to fill coming into that role as well. So I know that's bittersweet in many ways. Great guy that Tony was, for sure. So
Lots of
thanks for being a part of Tremco Live with us today, representing that great area up there in Nova Scotia. When I went up there to visit, it's just surreal. It's beautiful. Have you been up that way, Paul?
I have not. It's on my bucket list.
Yeah. It's definitely a place to go. It's pretty amazing.
You have to get up here.
Yeah, that's where we went. We went to Prince Edward Island on vacation, and it was amazing. And Tony met us there. I mentioned to him briefly we were going to be in town, and next thing you know, we're at our bed and breakfast, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here." So he gave us quite the tour of what is it, Charlottetown, I believe is the
Tony he was quite the tour guide.
Yes, he was quite the tour guide. So, well Chris, once again, thanks for joining us today. Lots of different systems, obviously, that we get to represent. You get to represent each and every day as your role with Tremco. This week specifically, we're going to just kind of touch on our high performance air barrier products, and specifically the Sakura XOR 430 is kind of what we're targeting with you individually. So tell me what you think about Sakura, how it's been. I know we came up and did some training up there.
Yeah, yourself and I do believe Ryan came up and we did training, and that kind of kicked it off. Yeah. Really liked the product, and I thought some of the developers would really, the advantages to it would help them out immensely. When you look at the implant application, just the labor savings alone. So when I introduced that to some of these guys, they took advantage of it, and we worked together well.
Yeah, it's been great. So we did a variety of different trainings up there. So much easier to do this type of training than your typical air barrier, right? Because we're not hauling pumps around. We're not hauling a lot of the solvents and all the waste that you normally would have to do. Since it's pre-applied, it really is a much more streamlined. We were able to do a variety of trainings, I think, just in a couple of days. So it was great experience. Always beautiful up there for sure. So. And it's interesting because, you know, as we look at these different systems, we want to be able to pay attention to performance, and performance is always so important to us. And I think that was just what we really needed to kind of drill home with our customers, that this isn't new, right? This was a new delivery method. We wanted to make sure they felt confident in it, that it was going to be able to perform as it needed to. So I know it's been able, you know, is there some challenges you feel like this can solve or has solved for you in your region?
You know, there wasn't a lot of challenges. I think a lot of educational, you know, that was some of it. Stocking locally through distribution. But other than that, I think it went rather smoothly. We've done a few jobs with this particular developer, and I look forward to showcasing this building in particular. It's one of their larger buildings, and yeah, other than that, I think there's more advantages than disadvantages.
Absolutely, and I think that was just it. I think a design professional told me once when I was introducing it to him, he was like, well, this is a no-brainer. So I thought, that's pretty good. You know, a guy that's been heavily involved in the industry, very much involved with air barriers, testing, evaluating them. When he said that to me, I was like, okay, that's all I need. I'm good.
Yeah, and especially when you get to where the climate, you know, you just have a whole variable climate situation.
Yeah.
It really shines.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
The inclement weather.
And you guys know your weather in northern Ohio, so you can well imagine what it can be like up here.
Yeah.
Hurricanes and winters, and yeah, so the product being UV stable, weather resistant, and yeah, throughout the building process, that comes in. It's a big advantage.
Absolutely, it's your 13,000 kilometers of coastline makes it challenging for some technologies, right? So good thing you're there. You're always there, and you are that feet on the street to support your customers.
Yeah.
And speaking of customers, this is a great time for us to introduce your customer, Jim. Jim, welcome to Tremco Live.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Jim. We're very excited to have you be a part of our On the Road with Tremco. We wish we could be up there with you. We'll hopefully be up there soon with you.
We've got a beautiful day up here today, don't we, Chris?
Yeah.
For a change.
Yeah.
I hear some bad weather might be coming our way. I was talking to somebody in Chicago earlier. I'm like, don't tell me that, because we tend to get what they have today. So.
Right.
Yeah, we'll appreciate it. Well, Jim, thank you so much for being able to be a part of Tremco. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience in the industry.
Well, my brother and I have been developing and building apartment buildings for 20 plus years. You know, I think we've built about 22 buildings to date. You know, over 2,500 units. And what makes us unique is that we have our own construction arm and we build our own product. So we understand the full scope of the process from start to finish. Every aspect of the building gets scrutinized by me and my brother, and And as owners, you know, we have a huge vested interest in making sure that we stay on top of new products, more innovative products. And, you know, we're looking for performance because we are long-term holders of the end building. And we don't want any headaches down the road. And as an owner, one of the biggest things that concerns us is water penetration and wind. But so when it comes to the envelope, when Chris brought this product to our attention, it was pretty much an easy one to sign up for. You know, in Atlantic Canada, the weather can change on a dime. You know, you've got bright sunny days, and then the next hour you got a torrential downpour. You know, so being able to put this on the building quickly and easily, and in that kind of climate, saves us a lot of time and effort and cost, quite frankly.
Well, and that's interesting, right? Because as we were going through the development of this, we knew that there was a lot of challenges that traditional air barriers face, you know, whether it's self-adhered or fluid applied, right? Weather is one of those critical factors. And we know that if we could consistently apply it, get it delivered to you already on that board, that we could definitely save a lot of time there. But we didn't want to, you know, compromise on performance. And that's why we spent so much time validating it, working with folks like yourself to try to understand what those pain points were. And I think for you in particular, because you own these and, you know, and operate them, this is going to be a significant thing for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, having the board with a factory finish membrane on it just takes away that human error when you're putting on sheets and adhesives. And then, of course, there's the weather factor and the winds that makes that difficult to, you know, in applying in the traditional way. I think, Chris, if I remember correctly, the first building that we did with this product, we actually did go through a hurricane.
Yeah, we went through Hurricane Dorian.
We barely lost a step, guys. You know, we just...
That's right. That's right. Chris, you did mention that you worked through the hurricane as much as you could.
Yeah, I don't know that hurricane proof was a design goal we had, but it's funny, Marcy, you and I always talk to testing to absurdly high winds, and I guess there's a good reason why.
Exactly. Yep. Absolutely.
No, you know, the other thing I can say, and this is, and Chris, you know, you didn't put, you know, I'll say, you know, you didn't put me up to this, guys, but me and my brother, when we look at our construction projects and who we work with, we really look for that partnership, long-term partners as well. And I can honestly say Chris and the team at Tremco have stepped up and have been there for us whenever we need it. You know, if we're in a pinch for some material, Chris finds a way to get it to us quickly, you know, so that we don't lose a step. And because time means a lot to us, and I think a lot of developers maybe don't put as much emphasis on that as they should to getting their building closed in so they can move on quicker. But the team at Tremco has been A1. Thank you.
That's great. I love to hear that, right, Paul? We kick off these programs every Friday and we talk about the feet on the street.
Yeah, which, I mean, we love our products and systems, but what differentiates us, Marcy, we know is our feet in the street. Yeah. And it's really great to hear that type of feedback.
It is. It definitely is. Let's take a look at specifically this one, Harmony Square. Tell me a little bit about this project.
It's a 200-unit multi-res building, 12 stories, at one of the high points in Halifax. So we seem to have constant winds here every day, even on the best of days. So we have winds. It's over 400,000 square feet of buildable space. And Chris, I don't remember exactly how much product we ended up buying. You may have a record of that. I don't know, but
have to look into it.
Yeah.
But worth.
It's a lot. It's a big building.
I see a lot of orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's great about it is that that's, you know, so there's the Exo Air product, and the green is the sealant that, which is really the only application that has to go on after the board is up to seal joints and where the screw points were. So you almost immediately have a weather tight membrane on.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you know this, Jim, when we first launched it, we were going with orange for everything. So we had orange membrane, orange sealants. And then somebody was like, you know, it'd be great if the sealant was a different color, because we had two
Absolutely.
sealants, that one and Dimonic, and they were both orange. And people are like, can't you make those different colors? And then we'd be able to see them. So those are improvements from talking to people like you that helped us go, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let's change the color.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of feedback that being able to do visual inspections from afar is very helpful with the color differential.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's easy to take a look at the wall and you know that it's been applied and completed properly.
That's great. And I know with this particular project, there was a variety of different products used. So obviously the exterior, underneath the facade, you had the Sakura X-Row 430 and the system associated with that. I think there was some silicones and some tape used on the curtain wall area, and then those balconies and the parking garage.
Yeah, we had a local contractor, Expert Cracking Concrete. They're approved applicator. Jim, I think they do the lion's share of most of the condo work within the Halifax region, and some within Atlantic Canada itself. So these guys really appreciate having an approved applicator come in. They don't have to touch it. It's done. They walk away and boom.
And I will say, you know, I think we have tried a different product in the past, but we've come back because it just didn't compare.
And we didn't tell him to say that either.
I'm aware of that job. Don't worry.
I know you are. You won't let me forget.
I'm sure. Well, you know what? It's just interesting. And I think this is one of those things. This is exactly what we want to be able to do. Work with somebody like you, Jim, and your brother, who, you know, have a lot of pride in what you do. You're going to own and operate these buildings, you know, and whatever we can to provide those touch points, you know, that waterproofing, we want to be able to provide it to you. And that way you got one guy to work with, which is Chris, and the team that supports him. So it's great.
That is, yeah. No, we really appreciate the partnership. We look at it as a partnership, and it's, you know, you've got innovative and great products, and they make things a lot easier for us in the end.
I think we've got one more set of pictures here. So is this completed at this point then?
No, we will probably start moving our first folks in this fall. September is our target date for the first half of the building.
It's right in front of my face. On schedule? Everything all good?
We're on schedule, on budget. Yeah, and it's leasing up nicely, so we're quite pleased. And we've actually got footings in the ground for our next project, which will be, you know, relying on Chris for more of the same products.
That's great. I think, Paul, you usually like to ask that, you know, is this your first? Will there be your next? It sounds like this isn't your first, and there will be a next.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of products and systems we have, Marcy, that we think that once people use them once, that's what they'll keep doing. And as Marcy notes, I always like that. I always like to confirm that. And it certainly seems like the 430 system, Marcy, we just consistently get that feedback.
Yeah, that's great. Well, perfect, guys. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. We hope to be able to get up there to visit with both of you. Sounds like Paul needs to hit the Prince Edward Island for sure.
Absolutely.
So, and I missed being in Halifax, so I got to hit Halifax. I went straight up to PEI, so yeah. I need to spend a little more time in Nova Scotia. But thank you both so much, Chris and Jim, for joining us and for sharing this information with us today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday and enjoy the weekend.
Thanks for having us.
look forward to meeting you someday, face to face.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Thanks.
Guys.
All right, Marcy, so I got to virtually go for the one
Yes,
to go
I know,
to.
exactly.
Didn't really go there.
Yep.
So,
We hope to be able to get out there on the road as soon as possible, being able to visit with as much people as we possibly can here soon.
Yeah.
I know there's some things planned potentially in August. I haven't even told you about those
Okay,
yet,
all right.
so we'll get you up to speed on all of those, but we definitely appreciate Jim and Chris to be with us today, share with us their experience. So we hit a northern part.
Yeah.
The rest of July, we're going to be dotting across North America, bringing to you content from all over. So stay tuned and catch us next week.
take care. Be safe.
Thanks, everybody.